Hello, and welcome to Robyn and Carly's Science Crash Course.
I'm Robyn Campos, a science researcher from Harvard University.
And I am Carly Litt, a science researcher from Yale University.
Today we'll be discussing the achievements of a British physicist who is known as the father of nuclear physics, Ernst Rutherford.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Ernst Rutherford was born on August 30th, 1871, in a small town in New Zealand called Nelson. After attending government schools, which were free by the state in his early years, at the age of 16, Ernst received a scholarship and began studies at the Nelson Collegiate School. This school was a private secondary school in which he excelled in his studies of science and mathematics. In 1890, he was gifted a university scholarship and transferred to Canterbury University. He graduated from Canterbury University in 1893 with a Master's of Arts degree with first-class honors in physical science, mathematics, and mechanical physics. In 1895, he received a scholarship and continued his studies now at the Cavendish Laboratory at the University of Cambridge. Rutherford became the school's first research student. He worked under Sir Joseph John Thomson, an English physicist and a Nobel laureate in physics. 1904, Rutherford used radioactive decay to date the age of the Earth and was the first man to do this. Later, in 1908, he received a Nobel Prize for his investigations into the disintegration of the elements and the chemistry of radioactive substances. In 1911, Rutherford returned to England to head the physics department at the University of Manchester. Here he conducted the gold foil experiment, in which he worked closely with Hans Geiger and Ernest Mardsen. He used the gold foil experiment to establish the nuclear theory of an atom and debunked any past theory of what the structure of an atom was. Rutherford shot a beam of alpha particles at a sheet of gold foil. When he did this, a few of the alpha particles deflected straight back from where they came from. Rutherford concluded that this reaction occurred because of a small dense nucleus in the atom. Some of the alpha particles went through the gold foil. He concluded this happened because of the empty space in the atom. Some particles deflected and veered to the side when colliding with the gold foil. Rutherford concluded that this happened because the nucleus was positively charged, so they repelled one another. These were the three reactions that he saw when conducting the gold foil experiment and the conclusions he came to about each reaction. In 1919, when the war had eased, Rutherford was able to return to his own research again. He had done it again. He split the atom and was able to turn nitrogen atoms into oxygen. By doing this, he became the world's first ever alchemist. Rutherford took over for J.J. Thomson and headed Cambridge's Cavendish Laboratory. Thomson, who was the father of the electron, had handed the lab over to Rutherford, who was the father of the nucleus. Rutherford had a huge team of talented physicists, both male and female, even though Cambridge at the time did not offer full degrees to women. Rutherford was known for being kind, cheerful, lovely, and welcoming both to males and females, which was uncommon at the time. Throughout the 1920s, Rutherford received many awards and medals. He received the Copley Medal, the Franklin Medal, and the Albert Medal. All of these awards were given to him for his outstanding work and discoveries in the scientific fields. In December of 1928, von G. Gamow sent Rutherford a manuscript showing how particles could tunnel into the nucleus. Artificial disintegration was now within reach. John Crocroft and Ernest Walton began to construct a proton accelerator, and the Cavendish lab was now getting closer and closer to the age of high-energy physics. After years of hard work and new electronics, for the first time, a nuclear reaction had been made by completely artificial means. Soon after this, the age of Hitler and major political and government problems erupted. Rutherford was enraged by the way his fellow scientists were being treated, and by 1933, he had formed the Academic Assistance Council. This was an organization which helped almost 1,000 university refugees from Germany. At age 66, Rutherford became violently ill from a small hernia which he had neglected to get fixed. In October of 1937, he was admitted to the Evelyn Nursing Home in London, where an emergency operation was performed on him. He had waited too long and died 4 days later after the operation on October 19, 1937. In conclusion, Ernest Rutherford's legacy did not vanish after his death. He continued to receive awards, attention, and honors for all of his hard work. Ernest Rutherford made a huge impact on the scientific world, which changed the course of the world in its entirety. The father of nuclear physics will never be forgotten.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to check in next week to see our crash course on Marie Curie.